Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another video here on, what did I call this channel? I think we talk footy. It's been a while. Haven't posted videos in a long time. But I've always had football opinions. Follow me on Twitter. I'll leave the link down below. Very opinionated and very passionate about my own team. But if you guys do like this video, if you guys like the way I'm thinking, the way I'm explaining the North London Derby today, please subscribe. Please give a thumbs up. And stick around because this channel's only gonna get better. I'm gonna eventually have to edit these videos. You know, I can't just throw them out like no tomorrow, right? Anyways, like I mentioned, today we're gonna talk about North London Derby. I think one of the best North London derbies in the past few years. Definitely the most passionate, the most entertaining, easily the most entertaining North London derby. A North London derby that. Early on, we definitely thought, Arsenal can easily take this. When Spurs turned it around, we easily thought, you know what? Spurs probably can steal a result here. But in the end, Arsenal remained strong and remained, they pulled through. And we're here to discuss the game. First, I want to start off by the starting 11. I think both starting 11s raised some questions for both sets of fans. So Arsenal lined up in a 3-4-3 formation, which is kind of shocking because they typically don't play with three at the back, at least not so much under Emery. They had Holding, Socrates, Mustafi in the back with Kolasinac, Xhaka, Torreira, and Bellerin, and then Iwobi, Aubameyang, and Mkhitaryan. I was shocked not to see Lacazette start. Truthfully, I think that was maybe the only one that I was shocked to see start. Of course, Ozil couldn't play because he apparently had back spasms, but in that context, Arsenal wasn't too different than what I expected them to be. Same with Spurs. There's just some questionable things there, like Iwobi. Not saying he played bad, but I definitely thought somebody could have played, maybe if they started Lacazette instead, he could have played better. Same with Holding. I don't think Holding did anything necessarily that special. I don't think Holding is that great. I think most fans would agree with me. I think maybe he should have played as a 4-3-3 like he's typically done. Maybe put Guendouzi in that midfield or something, but or even start Ramsey in that Ozil spot. But hey, who am I to judge? I'm just a couch manager. Emery's out here doing the real thing, and he got a big victory, a big victory against rivals and a good competitive team. To Tottenham is where I have more of a gripe. I don't understand. Maybe there's not enough space for him, but where is Lucas Moura? Why isn't he not starting this game? He can easily cause problems to that back three of Holding, Mustafi, and Socrates, who aren't that fast at all. Foyth, I thought, was a very questionable, and it proved to be right, but a very questionable starting call. I don't understand. Where's Alderweireld? Why is he not playing? He's on the bench. If you're good enough to be on the bench, if you're healthy enough to be on the bench, you're healthy enough and good enough to start, in my opinion. And I think even, it proved to be right in a sense where I think if it's not the second goal, it's Arsenal's third goal, given up by Foyth. Just before the first goal on the penalty, Aurier's yelling at Foyth because he's not covering the angle, so Aurier has to track back and cover up Foyth's mess. I think the kid has potential. I'm not saying he doesn't, or he's not a good center back. He definitely is and has potential, but for the right here and right now, for a game as big as Arsenal-Tottenham, for the North London Derby, you start your best players. It's as simple as that. And I think as much credit as Pochettino's deserved, I think he also deserves some criticism for the lack of, for the simple mistakes that he makes on big games. The penalty came from Vertonghen jumping with his arm out. Easy penalty to call. Tottenham Hotspur's number one fan, Mike Dean, called that penalty, and rightfully so. Aubameyang bangs it in. 1-0 and deserved 1-0. Arsenal were on top. Arsenal could have scored another goal from Iwobi, and he somehow misses. He shoots it towards, I think there was like 3 Tottenham players there. And Arsenal dominated the opening minutes the same way I think they dominated most of the game. It's as simple as that, really. anyways, yeah, second goal came though off an Eric Dyer header. A foul on just the edge of the box, a bit further back though, maybe 20, 30 yards from the or outside the net. Ball gets whipped in. I doubt even that Dyer really touches it, but we'll say Dyer touches it. And then I think Leno's there. Leno's there. Why he's not parrying the ball out? Why he's not punching it out? Why he's not? I think he's just caught in two minds where he thinks if I do punch it out, they'll probably get the rebound. Or, maybe I try to grab it, but he's sort of falling. I don't know exactly what's going through his mind there. But he easily should have done better. I don't know why he's falling. He's sort of falling back with the ball coming towards him. It doesn't make sense to me. I think Leno's a great keeper. Don't get me wrong, and he's deserving of the starting spot now that Cech is getting older and not the same Peter Cech that we thought or that we knew him to be or know him to be. But Leno has to do much better, and he's still young, so he's gonna grow from this. Keepers can play until they're like 36, 38. Fucking Buffon's 40, right? But definitely has to learn from this. And then the Tottenham second goal, where Tottenham takes the lead, comes from a Harry Kane penalty from a Son dive. Listen, and this is what I'll say about the dive. Definitely a dive, definitely not a penalty. But there's been so much talk about, on the English press, on English fans, whether it's on Twitter, other social media, or even the fans that I've talked to. Here in Canada, obviously, but the fans that I've talked to, the videos I see of Copa 90 and stuff like that, it's saying how VAR doesn't have a place here in England, blah, 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 blah. If it doesn't have a place there in England, fine. Don't want VAR. Don't complain about dives. Don't complain about penalty decisions that go against you. It's as simple as that. Because VAR, listen, VAR is still not perfect. Anybody saying that it takes away the magic of the game, sure, it might. But there's still so much controversy towards VAR. But the only thing is, VAR will at least help you when it comes to decisions like red cards, like dives. Everything else, questionable calls will still be questionable. This game is not as black and white as people may think it is. There's still questionable calls where you look at it and it's like, it could be a penalty. It could not be a penalty. This is one of the easiest ones. This is not a penalty. Never, ever is a penalty. So the fact that nobody wants VAR, nobody wants video assistant referees, so these referees, let's be real, Mike Dean is a fucking moron sometimes. He can easily go check the video, you know what, it's not a penalty. That's the thing I hate. Don't complain about this dive, don't complain about the penalty if you're not for VAR. And I doubt many Arsenal fans will complain about the penalty, only because they won. Because had they lost because of that penalty, you would have heard Mike Dean is a Tottenham fan, blah, blah, blah. But in live action, that looked like a penalty. You can't blame the referee on that. You blame the FA for not enforcing VAR. You blame the media for not wanting VAR. You blame yourself for not wanting VAR. And that's all I have to say for that. Again, you don't want VAR, suffer the consequences. Don't complain. Come calet, as we say in Portuguese. But anyways, Harry Kane converts the penalty, a good conversion. Never a penalty, but hey, it is what it is. We get feisty, and this is what I love about rivalries. This is what I love about derbies, is the players get into it. The players start, feeling anxious towards each other. But, River Plate Boca fans, this is how it's supposed to be done. Let's not throw shit at the players. Let's not, though maybe I think bulletproof glass would have been better on those buses, but hey, that's another story. So this is what I love. This is the animosity towards these two teams. They hate each other. They want to win this game for their fans. This is exactly why. And I think Arsenal wanted it more, and this is exactly why they won it. Second half starts, and big up Emery. He makes two changes at halftime that are huge. That at first you look at it and it's like, should you have done that? Should you not have done that? Maybe it's too soon, or, Mkhitaryan wasn't even playing that bad. I thought maybe that was a bit unfair from him, but he got it spot on. Not too long after, I think it's Foyth. I think this is the goal I was talking about. Foyth loses the ball. If I'm not mistaken, Bellerin passes it to Ramsey. Ramsey makes a nice little touch to Aubameyang. Aubameyang, boom, bangs it in. It's 2-2. And then, who scored the third goal? Sorry, let me just check my notes. Lacazette. Bang, Lacazette scores the third goal. I actually forgot how it came. Aaron Ramsey. How did they score the third goal? Damn, I'm not doing my job real quick. Fuck it, I don't need to explain the third goal. I kind of do, actually. See, this is why I need to learn how to edit, because had I known how to edit, this wouldn't even be an issue. One sec. This is the goal I was talking about, sorry. Foyth loses the ball, Lacazette bangs it. Yeah, it was a weak goal. I think Lloris should have done better on that. So what was the Aubameyang goal? Who loses the ball in the Aubameyang? Oh, great. This app doesn't have it. All right, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm talking shit again. Fuck it. But anyways, it shows my example of why Alderweireld should have started. Why even Eric Dyer should have started in defense. I think would have done a lot better than Foyth. I think he's just not ready for prime time. And credit for Pochettino for giving him the faith. You don't give him that in this big of a game, unless he truly is a superstar. The pressure would overcome him, really, truthfully. But anyways. It is what it is. I think Pochettino will be beating himself up, and I doubt he'll make that mistake again. We'll see, though. We'll see. And then, of course, the last goal came from Torreira, just across the net, scored it. Lloris could have done better, but it was one heck of a shot. It was perfectly placed. Fair play to Torreira. I think Arsenal's most important player, easily their signing of the season or signing of the summer. He's 5'5", but the guy's a fucking animal. He chases down balls, he recovers balls, he passes them. He has a great potential even still, and he's still growing, and he's already really great. I think he's one of the better midfielders in the Premier League, and it sort of shows how much the Premier League's changed. I doubt 5 to 10 years ago, but we'll say more 10, but I think you can argue even 5 years ago, a midfielder could not be 5'5". Easily couldn't be 5'5". Anyways, like I said, I think this was one of the better North London derbies, probably in the last few years, definitely. North London derby filled with emotion, filled with passion, filled with tactics, which is important. We seen Emery switch up his play. And I think Emery, I mean, obviously it's easier to say now a few months later, but Emery, I had faith in Emery when he came into Arsenal, but I must admit I didn't think he'd do this well. I also didn't think United would be this bad as well, but that's a different story. Emery has Arsenal up to third, if I'm not mistaken now. Give me one sec. Arsenal is up to fourth. 1 point behind Chelsea. Liverpool with the Merseyside fucking lucky-ass victory. I'm not an Everton fan or anything, but the draw... Fuck. Everton winning would be the fair result, because they had more chances than Liverpool, truthfully. But, yeah, what Pickford's thinking there, I have no idea. Again, it's another decision from a goalkeeper like Leno, where why don't you just, tip it over the bar? Like, it's just... Fuck it, get a corner if you have to. Fuck it. It avoids doing that bullshit and then having Origi, who I thought wasn't even in Liverpool anymore, have Origi tap it in. Like, it's a joke. But anyways, this isn't the Merseyside derby. If you want a Merseyside derby video, drop a like, mention it in the comments if you guys still have watched it this far. And yeah, finally on the North London derby, like I was saying, tactical masterclass. Very good tactical decisions from Emery, especially his halftime substitutions. Arsenal have been playing in a way that I haven't seen Arsenal play in a long time. I'm not here to say whether removing Wenger was the right or wrong decision. It's proving to be the right decision. Just two different managers, but Emery has been lights out for Arsenal. I think Arsenal now, I wasn't so convinced early on in the season, but I think now it's safe to say Arsenal are making top four. Unless a huge slip happens, which they tend to have huge slips during the season, especially in February. We'll see how that goes, but in terms of London, especially North London, it is red. Congratulations to Arsenal fans. Commiserations to Tottenham fans. You know, but it's into being an interesting title race, an interesting top 4 race. I've been your boy Danny. This channel is We Talk Footy, where we talk footy. Subscribe, like. If you like the analysis, it'll only get better, and I promise I will eventually edit these videos. Eventually. Thank you very much. Ciao. Peace. I don't know what to do here.